Hey guys, what is up, Pixels here? And in today's video, I'm giving a brief review over Evil Dead, the game. We played the beta this weekend. I played a lot of hours on it. I literally don't know where the time went this weekend at all. But yeah, I'm just going to give a brief review in this video. I am doing an in-depth review, and if you are interested in that, hit that sub button and you'll get notified when I publish that later on this week. So yeah, I just want to give a brief review in the game. We're just going to go over the graphics. I'm not going to get into in-depth about, certain mechanics in the game and things like that. So, basically, before I begin, there was a lot of, discrepancies going around, I guess. Is that what you could say? Of people who are, like, posting content for the game, even though there's, like, an NDA involved and stuff like that. And people are like, oh, well, it wasn't my gameplay. It doesn't matter if it's not your gameplay, man. It's just wrong. Like, you shouldn't do it. You're clearly just doing it for views. I'm not sharing any gameplay. I could have easily, like, I've got loads of gameplay on my hard drive of, basically playing the game. And, I'm going to make sure that stays there and being secure until the embargo is lifted and when I'm ready to actually publish it. So, you're going to wait like the rest of it, like everyone else who can't play, like who couldn't play the game. And, people who did play the game obviously do want to share content. Like, I'm eager to really show you guys everything. I'm eager to put matches up on my video, like on my channel and stuff. Like, it just, people need to be patient and people are going to have to wait like everyone else has to wait. It's as simple as that. Of course, there is some leaked gameplay going around on YouTube right now as well. There's some videos that haven't been taken down that you can probably find that, people are playing through the game. But yeah, like I said, people just need to, like everyone else, just wait. Okay, like that's as simple as that. I don't want to go on a whole argument with NDAs and stuff like that. Like, it happens with every beta. Okay, like it's as simple as that. Like, you have to be patient. You can't just I think you can wiggle your way around like publishing content that you're not supposed to publish. But yeah, anyways, time to give my review for Evil Dead, the game. And so, I haven't had this much fun, like, playing a game in such a long time, especially a beta. Like, most betas, you play for, like, a few hours and you're like, oh, okay, this game's okay, it's like, there's always, like, the few bugs and stuff. Like, this game's completely different. It kind of felt like I was almost playing a fully fledged game, even though it was just beta. Like, we pretty much didn't get all the mechanics in the game. Like, we didn't get the crafting mechanic that I'm pretty sure we're going to get later on down the line. But yeah, like, the smoothness of gameplay was just phenomenal. Like, I couldn't believe how smooth the gameplay was. There was the odd bug with the animations when you were doing the executions and stuff, but that's to be expected in a game like this. There's so many other games like Arkham Knight and things where you can actually, do an animation and then, I actually think it bugged out quite a lot on Arkham Knight when you used to do stuff like that. But, other games where you did executions, and there's like collisions in the way and things like that, that just can't be prevented at all. But yeah, like I said, I think the overall gameplay was really smooth, and I never got a single frame drop or anything like that, which I thought was really good. The graphics are absolutely insane. I haven't seen a game look this good in a long time. I was absolutely blown away. Like, sometimes you'll just stop mid-game just to admire the view, basically. It's just so good. Or just how great this game looks with all the different effects with the weather and the, the snow and the blood and everything on the characters just looks amazing. I think the audio was really good as well. A lot of people look over audio in reviews. Like, audio is very key in some games like this. I thought the audio was fantastic. Sometimes the music's a little bit too loud, but you can turn that down in the settings, of course. But like I said, the audio was pretty good, very directional. It helps you like discover the chests that are in the game to upgrade your weapons and stuff, to find your weapons, like better weapons. And there has a really good progression system in the game as well. The game's not going to be really grindy, but it's going to be at the point where it's kind of like an average grind where, you're not leveling up your character at the end of every match, but, you can pull towards leveling up your character at the end of every match with spirit points. But again, it's not like you're going to end the game every time and have a skill point there. Like, it's just not going to happen. And I kind of like that. I don't want people to just burn through this game as fast as possible and be like, oh yeah, I've got nothing to grind for now. Like, I think even if you do have your characters sort of like maxed out, I still think you're going to like enjoy playing the game regardless, because, the whole gameplay itself and the core mechanics are really fun to play as well. So yeah, again, like the graphics and the gameplay, so like from what we've played over this weekend, are absolutely insane. Like it's just amazing. And like I said, I just haven't had as much fun in a game in such a long time compared to this, and it's been a really nice change of pace compared to playing like Dead by Daylight all the time. And honestly, in my opinion, I mean, I don't want to be like biased here because I'm obviously an Evil Dead fan, but in my opinion, I actually think it's a lot better designed game than Dead by Daylight, purely because I think it's a lot more balanced. Like I probably lost about the same amount of matches as I've won. Maybe he's lost a little bit more than what I've won, and honestly, that's fine. This game's not competitive. It's not toxic. It's not like you're gonna come off a session really pissed off that you didn't do well. Um, you know, you'll always have fun no matter what game you're playing. Like, you could be playing against an Elagos. Elagos can be quite, annoying in some aspects, but at the same time, you still have a lot of fun killing his deadites and, trying to take him down. Like, I enjoyed the looting aspect of the game as well. You like walking around all the houses and looting everything is really fun too. So, yeah, like I said, I think the game's relatively balanced compared to other games, and it's not stressful. It's very laid back. You don't. I mean, you like at the end game, it sort of gets a bit more intense. Like the game does get intense as it goes on, but you generally kind of relax when you're playing the game. You're not, you're not stressing out about. I mean, I'll just draw comparisons because I play a lot of Dead by Daylight, which is sort of a similar game. 4v1. I don't really like comparing it to Dead by Daylight because it's completely different, but it's like you play that game and it's like you're sitting on a gen. Oh look, I'm gonna go get camped on Hook, and it's just boring. Like that's what it is. Like the objective of the game is just boring. Unfortunately, the only fun part of Dead by Daylight is when you're chasing the killer, and with Evil Dead, it's like you're constantly interacting with the enemy, and that's what great games like this need to be about, interacting with the enemy a lot more as you can, you're not just gonna get really annoyed with like, oh look, he's going for me, like he's always constantly tunneling me and stuff. Like this is a game where you can actually carry the team as well, like you can actually like resurrect people, you can heal people, you can obviously like get a lot of kills. Like it doesn't matter if your team's like really bad at the game. As long as you have like two decent people, you can pretty much get to the end game every time. And even if you just don't win the game, that's fine. Like it's still rewarding no matter what. Like you can literally leave the game, oh look, we got loads of kills here. You pretty much get what you earn in that game, you know what I mean? So again, if you played really well, you're gonna get a lot more points than the other people who didn't play well. So again, it's just a rewarding feel for the game, which is really nice, and it's a lot better than other games out there right now that are like that. Like I said, Dead by Daylight, you can go into a game, do a gen, maybe 3 gens, and then you get hit at the end of the game or whatever, and you come out with like 8,000 points, and it's just like, what am I supposed to do with that? It's not gonna help me develop my characters more. It's not gonna help me buy better offerings that I want to play on the like certain maps. Like it's completely a different boat. Like I think Evil Dead's on a whole other level than Dead by Daylight is right now, and I honestly think if they iron out all the creases that they have in Evil Dead, it's probably going to be a much like I mean I'd say it already is a better game, but I'm obviously going to say that because I'm an Evil Dead fan. But honestly, just from a gameplay standpoint, and if people actually got into this game and understood the mechanics and all the different aspects the game has to bring, then people are going to enjoy this game a lot when it comes out, and it probably will stay around for a long time as well, because like I said, it's not very grindy, but it does have a good grind to it. Obviously playing the demon side of things as well. I want to get into the demon side of things because I don't usually play like the power role in these types of games. I never play the power role. Like even on Evolve, I didn't really play the monster much. But like playing the demon on this game was a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed it. Like I couldn't. I've recorded 3 games. Obviously, I'm going to publish them when I can. But I won all 3 games with the demon, and I didn't even play well on some of them, and it was just like a really fun like adventure, like learning this new mechanic, and spawning and messing with, like, fucking with the survivors a lot, and like possessing their cars when they're in the cars, and like driving the car away so it just trolls them a little bit. Like, it's just really funny, and it's like a really fun experience doing that. And of course, on the survivor side of things, like, there's loads of mechanics. There's health, there's fear you've got to manage. There's the shield thing that you've got to look at as well, and the stamina as well. So of course, there's just loads of different aspects while you're playing the game as well. It's not just like mindless, oh, let's just go and loot this area, let's collect the maps, and let's collect the page and then the dagger, and then go into the end boss fight. Like, it's not just like that. You've got all these little side things that you have to worry about, like managing your fear, buffing up your character with these little bottles of pink fuck that are around the map in the chests. And the whole time you're doing this, while you're looting and collecting the objectives, you're also fighting all these deadites as well that spawn, which is just amazing. Like, honestly, like, the game is, I'd say, a 9 out of 10 at this point. There was only a few bugs I mentioned, like, that I noticed in the game, if I'm honest, and these bugs weren't massively game breaking or anything like that. The only ones that were bad was the server lag, and it only happened. I mean, it happened like once, 1 and 2 games. Like, obviously, it was quite frequent, but again, this is to be expected. It's a beta. But yeah, the server lag, it would freeze for like a second, but that was it sometimes, and then the game would play through like as normal as the rest of the time. But that's something they could probably address, because I played with a few of the devs in the beta, so they'll probably look at stuff like that. And there's a few little niggly bugs, like you couldn't pick up certain items because they dropped in the chest when you opened it. If like an item was like underneath a certain object, you couldn't pick it up, which is kind of frustrating. Unfortunately, it was just a little bug though. It wasn't too bad. There was a bug on like Army of Darkness Ash with his potion. If he drank his potion when he got hit, he couldn't actually dodge or like attack or anything, but it did go away eventually. So there was just a few little niggly bugs like that. There wasn't anything major like, oh, if you go in this area, game crashes or anything like that. Just no, there was nothing like that. Like I said, the game played out really smoothly. And then I just, everyone was saying, like, who's seen gameplay of it was like, oh, the combat looks stiff and, stuff like that. The combat probably looks stiff because you watch someone who, like, literally just started playing the game. If you watch, like, I mean, you will eventually watch it, but if you watch my gameplay at, like, a later standpoint of how fast I was taking out deadites with Ash and stuff, like, you're gonna love it, honestly, and I really can't wait to share that gameplay with you guys. So, like I said, I'll probably give this, like, a 9 out of 10, especially in beta right now. I mean, the devs are probably, like, a few builds ahead of the beta. They generally are when they release these types of things, so... like I said, we didn't even get access to the full mechanics, and it already feels like there's a lot of game. Like there's already a lot in the game. Like it feels fully fledged already. But then at release we're going to be getting more stuff. I think we're getting a crafting mechanic. We're going to be getting more weapons that weren't actually in the beta as well. So there's still stuff to be added, and I'm really interested to see it. And there's all these little Easter eggs on the map that are really awesome. Like you can find the Delta, like Ash's trailer and stuff like that. The one thing I never found was the cabin. I never seen the cabin once. There was cabins on the map, but I never seen the actual cabin itself. Maybe they're doing it so they do like different variants of the map at a certain time, but they already have like weather cycles and things, so that's really good as well. But yeah, like I said, I'm going to do an in-depth gameplay review of the game later on this week in my podcast on Friday. So if you guys want to check that out, hit that sub button, hit the like button as well for this video. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there, guys. Hopefully, just this brief topic of discussion helped you guys understand the game a little bit better. If you have any questions or comments about the game, please feel free to leave a comment down below and let me know what you guys think. And let me know if you guys played the beta as well over this weekend. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there, guys. Again, this is just a brief one. I say brief, it's like a 14-minute video. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I have been Pixels, you my awesome viewers. I'll catch you guys in the next one.